What is up, fellow racers? We are back. We are playing Mario Kart World once again. And today is something a little bit different. We've done this once. Actually, maybe twice, depending on how I release these videos. But like I said, I want to do more movie reviews, TV shows reviews, video games, music, whatever it is. Talk about sports. Today we are talking about the new Jurassic World Rebirth that just came out technically yesterday as I'm filming this. Hoping I can post this by Friday. But while we do this review, we're going to hit a free roam. We don't want to do that. We want to do change character. And we are going to pick the best fitting character. Mr. Dino Reptile, the big green man himself, Yoshi. And if Yoshi was in Jurassic World Rebirth, he would be driving. Debating between one of these. Let's do the Rallygator. That's what he would be driving. And we're going to have to change it to go to Dino DNA. We're going to go to Dino Jungle. Very fitting. Actually, I don't even think I've really done a whole lot of free roam here anyways. Before we get into this, I do want to mention I am going to try to avoid... Wow, this car is so weird. I'm going to try to avoid any spoilers or anything like that. I'm going to do my best. But I can't promise you. But, yeah, I'm going to try my best. Anywho. First thing, we're going to talk about the plot. We're going to talk about what this is, and this is not a spoiler at all. It literally, if you look up Jurassic World Rebirth, yeah, all that, it tells you things. So, these are brand new characters to the Jurassic Park world, no pun intended. They actually don't even mention really the OG Jurassic Park, other than a few times. Like even I think they mentioned one of the characters. And the plot itself is basically these new characters. Scarlett Johansson's character is kind of like a extraction team. Her and her entire team. By the way, the cast is really good. They need to go get some dino DNA, some blood samples to help out a company that is in kind of like pharmaceutical stuff. So that is the whole reason why they are going to this place, or this new island. And this new island, I'm not sure. This new island, that technically an old island, has some of the craziest dinosaurs that have ever been tested. So that's kind of part of it. That's what I needed. And yeah, obviously that is the entire plot. And I will say one thing, is that I am kind of sick of that as a plot. Because every Jurassic... every Jurassic World has kind of been like that. Let's go take some dino samples. Let's go do something with it. It's some corrupt money grab. I am definitely sick of that, and I wish they didn't do that. I wish they did something else. But yeah, that is essentially the plot. They have to go get dino samples for a 3D company. Easy enough, right? That's it. But yeah, again, I'm not spoiling about that at all. Like I said, the cast is really good. I do like the cast. Some of the acting is okay. It's kind of... Oh, I don't want to leave her. I will say the writing of this is so hit and miss. It almost seems like they had a few rewrites, which I have no clue if they actually did or not. They try to add some comedy into it, and some of the jokes work, some of them are just so stupid that I don't think anyone in the movie theater was laughing at all. And I should mention that I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. Everyone that I watched the movie with was a huge Jurassic Park fan. And when I mean everyone in the theater was a huge fan. But yeah, this was probably one of the. It was maybe I just need a. I don't know. It's hard for me to disconnect from the other stuff or the other Jurassic Park, Jurassic World movies. But yeah, this one I feel like was kind of one of the worst written ones. Like, it wasn't good. I did not like that. One thing I also hate about any movie is when they use. So there's a few flashback scenes, and when they use present day. But what does present day mean? Does that mean present day to that particular movie? Does that mean present day to us, the viewers? Because if so, I absolutely hate that. Like, I was watching, I forgot what movie it was, and it was like from like the 80s, 70s, whatever. It was like present day. They're all using pagers, and they drive these really old, Cadillac Cutlass or whatever, Buicks. And I'm like, yeah, those don't even exist. So it takes you kind of out of it. Just use a year. Stick to it. They could have just said 2025, 2024, and that would have been. Yeah, that's also just me being weird. But yeah, the writing, man, it's like one of those. I feel like it was pretty bullshit. Yeah, the comedy did not work at all. This guy died. I don't know. I think also some of the deliveries. I know I did say the cast is really good, but there is. Yeah, I don't know. Some of the cast, I guess, is kind of cheesy, but I think that's also just how they were written. They were written pretty poorly, to be honest. So that doesn't make sense at all. The intro scene, I do want to discuss the intro scene. I'm not gonna get too into it, but the intro scene is basically a flashback of that world, what it looked like before, or that island, sorry, what it looked like 17 years ago, or whatever it was, when they were modifying dinosaurs. And I will say they threw you right in. Obviously, like, kind of stupid on how it occurred. I don't know. For being a super high-tech place, and all that. Being a high-tech place, it is kind of stupid. Oh, we're stupid on what transpired, but yeah, that part is pretty dumb. Oh. And they do throw you right in, and it's pretty creepy and pretty nuts. And in my opinion, I wish they kind of focused on that a little bit more. Like, they show you later the crazy dinosaurs that they modified. And imagine if this was more of like a horror movie, that would have been great. Like, they go to this island, I don't know what for. I haven't thought that far into writing the sequel for this movie yet. But let's just say they go to this island, and there's all these just crazy, dinosaurs that are trying to kill them and look disgusting and look crazy. That's what I think they should have focused on a little bit more. Of honestly making it just slightly scarier. I would have loved that, making it kind of like a horror movie, dinosaurs. Because, yeah, some of these dinosaurs that showed, they were freaking nuts, freaking scary. So, yeah, I would have preferred if they were made this more of like a horror movie style and less like a drama. Yeah, because this was a lot of drama. But yeah, I wish they showed a little bit more, or like maybe even the whole movie doesn't have to be about that, but like maybe just show that a little bit. Maybe instead of like the opening stuff, whatever, change that to like 25, 30, and make it just terrifying. And then so by the time that these people actually go to this island, you are so nervous for them. I mean, obviously they do showcase one massive dinosaur, which again, I'm not spoiling anything. They show that in the trailer. But yeah, could you imagine just like how much scarier it would have been if like you knew the extent instead of just like the shadow dinosaur that they show you. Um, and I will say that the trailer did a good job of really showcasing a lot of this. I think the trailer really. Um, I mean, again, I am a massive Jurassic Park fan. I really decked out. But yeah, it just would have been cool if. Oh no. It would have been cool if they focused on that a little bit more. The one thing that definitely bugged me, and again, I'm not ruining it because like literally this is in the trailer, and this is in if you have Peacock, they actually show like a little snippet, and yeah, like they introduce a family in this snippet as well. You don't really know exactly when they're going to come into play. It's fairly quickish, I guess. So again, yeah, they do introduce a family. How they introduce it is kind of cheesy. It works, but in my opinion, I feel like the family not the family dynamic, but the way the family interacts with the main characters, I feel like it was an afterthought. Like they probably had a movie set, and they were like, "Oof, we need something else to have the viewers feel a little bit more, for these characters, whatever it may be." And in my personal opinion, it definitely felt like the way they were written into it, the way I don't know, just everything about it just felt like they personally weren't, or they weren't, in my opinion, they weren't initially written into the movie. I think at least that's what I think, and they needed something later. So, I don't know how true that is. I just think it was really weird how they kind of just throw them right in. Yeah, and I personally like the family. Honestly, like, I think they wanted to add a little more comedy, like they mentioned, and this is like how they did it. A little bit more for the family, or maybe even for the characters, and that also did create some problems within it. Of course, kids always create these problems in horror movies, or actually whatever. You have to save one instead of saving them all. But yeah, I think they relied a little too much on that. I didn't like it. I thought the family portion just took me right out of it. I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. I think if they wrote something differently and left out the family, I think that would have been totally fine. But again, I think it was an afterthought. But wow, I cannot. But yeah, the whole family dynamic, I think that it wasn't needed at all. Another thing too is they are getting. I mean, again, I'm not ruining anything. They are getting dino samples from 3 different dinosaurs. Oops. Wow, I saw that. 3 different dinosaurs. One lives in the water. One lives in the air, sky, whatever. And then one lives on Earth, grass. I wish they did something else here. I wish they did something different here, or I wish they made it better. Because these like missions that they had to do, to get each dinosaur, they were so quick. Like, they were so quick. The first one was probably one of the longer ones, and the only reason why it was a longer mission is because they had to save a family. And again, it's like, I think that was so cheesy anyways. They could have done something different. But yeah, the first mission was still kind of short when you think about them actually having to save this family. I will say the first mission was probably the best one, though. Like, it was just, I mean, they really went with it on the first one. So I did enjoy it. I wish there was more to it. The second one was so quick And honestly, in my opinion, they dragged it out too long, because it was so fast. There, it was just so bizarre how they could have got the sample so fast, and then they just dragged it off in kind of a very cheesy way. Um, where they are up close and personal with a dinosaur that's happening. But you're kind of at that point just like, oh my god, just get the sample, let's just move on, get it. I think that was dragged out, but it was still very short. Like, it was one of the easiest samples that we could have done ourselves. Yeah, the third one was also fairly quick. They dragged it out in a decent way. I mean, you're kind of expecting what exactly you saw it. If you didn't, then you never seen it. Where am I going? And then yeah, after that, it was just kind of like, okay, cool, you guys got it. I mean, the last bit isn't a mission, but it's just literally just like them trying to survive. And that part was fun, but I feel like it just wasn't enough for me. Like, I feel like they could have done a lot more, and they chose not to. And I was talking with some of my friends who are also Jurassic Park fans that were with me watching this, and we all kind of agreed on that. Like, this didn't really feel like a Jurassic Park movie. It just happened to have dinosaurs, but it felt like something different. It felt like something that was completely different than the rest of the movies. Which I also kind of hated. Like, I know this is technically kind of like a standalone movie, even though it does exist in the Jurassic World time frame. But it took you out of it. It didn't feel like a Jurassic Park movie. It just felt like a movie that had dinosaurs, and that was kind of it, which kind of sucks considering, because I just love it. Make it. We got it. But yeah, it definitely did not feel like a Jurassic Park movie at all, which is just so disappointing. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I think you just have to watch it, but the timing of it just felt weird. There wasn't a whole lot of that I'm like usually used to, so like that definitely sucked. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I think you guys just need to watch it. But yeah, again, I think the quick missions and just like having no dinosaurs for most of the movie was so. Also, the beginning of the movie is so slow. Like, I feel like it was pretty boring, to be honest. I just wish, like, we know it's gonna happen. It's kind of the same plot they've done before. It's kind of the same. You want to join this mission? No, not really. Oh, there's money involved. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, yeah, I have no more. Do this thing, make you guys rich, and that is it. I don't know. Or I'm going to Jurassic Park. That's awesome. That's kind of how all of these stories play out. We did it. Some of the movie, though, did have, like, decent suspense. Like, you do feel, like you're on the edge of your seat. The way they introduced the last dinosaur, I think they did a good job in that sense. Yeah, you're obviously, like, they kind of went with it on getting, ooh. Dino Laboratory. They kind of went with it on just like no character is safe, and I absolutely love that. And then yeah, the suspense that they bring with that too, I think it's just. But I will say there is some suspense, but again, just overall the pacing seems slow. And yeah, one of my favorite scenes I think was the very beginning scene. It's just spooky. The way they shot it was very good. I did love that. And probably my second favorite scene was the T-Rex river scene. And they do show a little bit of this in the trailer. But again, because they were kind of cutthroat on what characters were living behind, you aren't sure if any of them are going to make it through. But yeah, that scene also was just really, really good. Like the way it was shot. Oh, man, I do love it. I will say also, like, beginning, the start of this river scene, they're trying to get a boat. One of the daughters is getting a boat. And the way they wave at her and making all these things so much drives me crazy. Like, I feel like, again, I feel like they just didn't know what to write. Like, 5 minutes of them waving. Even though they are making so much noise. Or they're just like waving and being obnoxious. Like, I really felt like they needed more time, and like this was the way to get more time. Which is stupid. And, yeah, that was definitely one of those. But yeah, that lake scene was so good. I absolutely love it. Yeah, minus them just being. But yeah, again, like it definitely took you out of it, just not feeling like a Jurassic movie. Ooh. Oh. The ending portion of it too, when they reveal some of the new creations, I thought was pretty good. And again, I wish they focused on that a little more. Like, you had all these mutated dinosaurs just sitting at the park, and you barely show them up until the very end. And I would say the end is probably the most Jurassic Park movie. Like, it felt really good. I did like it. You kind of expect what's going to happen, which is totally fine. But yeah, I did like the I did like the ending portion of that, or the ending, the last like 25, 30 minutes. I really did it. Like, I feel like that was what was missing from the entire movie, and they definitely did it. Now the actual ending is pretty cheesy. It is pretty cheesy. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to say. But actual ending, I think is pretty cheesy, and you definitely know what is gonna happen, who's gonna die, who's not gonna die. Yeah. But again, the last like, got it. The last like 25, 30 minutes is probably my favorite part of like Jurassic World Rebirth. And again, I think the visual effects is still really good. I mean, some of the stuff that they do is kind of creepy. Got way too with like the dinosaur's eyes or movement, whatever. That is definitely pretty creepy. And they just do a great job. I think that's the one thing that Jurassic Park movies or whatever always do. They do a good job in showcasing the dinosaurs. But again, I just wish they had more dinosaurs. Like, that's what really bugs me out. Ooh. Because like, man, you had all these wonky dinosaurs that like you could have shown, and you chose to just show a little bit of it. And honestly, the last dinosaur that you see is technically the very first dinosaur. You don't really make out what it is. But the last one is from the very beginning. And that is the ugliest dinosaur I've ever seen. I mean, obviously, it is supposed to look like a dinosaur. Totally fine. I don't. But it is the ugliest dinosaur. 8 hands or whatever. It kind of looks like the alien, like from the Alien movies. Um, and as a dinosaur, it was creepy. It was terrifying. Again, they should have focused. The way they marketed this movie, I think, was amazing. You know, I was able to go to ooh, Universal City Walk and see the big pterodactyl that was up there. Burbank 7-Eleven also had some pretty cool stuff. Or it was like fully decked out. So that was awesome as well. And yeah, I think the marketing and the trailers and everything were really good for it. It's just, in my opinion, it definitely was a disappointing movie, and it sucks because I'm a huge Jurassic World fan, a Jurassic Park fan. The merch they had of like buckets and everything, super cool. But yeah, it was it was just such a bummer. If I had to rate the movie out of 10, I would probably give it a solid 5 or 6. And that is just, I think, being generous. It's crazy because I'm reading these reviews online and like people are going nuts over this movie. Like, oh, this is a great movie, this and that, blah blah. I would, but I wanted to like it. I went into it. I mean, I still really did enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy pretty much any Jurassic Park movie that comes out, to be honest. But I don't know. It just wasn't that for me, especially again being such a big Jurassic Park fan. It just didn't do enough for me. I wanted a lot more, and they didn't give that to us as fans, in my opinion. So now, if you're asking, well, should I go see it? I'm gonna say, if you're a Jurassic Park fan, absolutely watch it. I mean, maybe you should watch it. I think it's not a horrible movie. It's just not a movie that I personally would recommend anyone to watch. I would say just wait until it comes out, Peacock or whatever. But that's my. There's also so many good movies. I mean, F1 is out, which I heard great things about. You have Fantastic Four coming out. You have Superman coming out. I feel like there's one other movie I'm totally forgetting that I wanted to watch. I don't know. There's another movie coming out that I really want to see. But you do have other options, and I would, which is very difficult for me to say because I do love this franchise. I love these movies, but unfortunately, I just wanted more. I wish they did more. It was too slow for me. Not enough dinosaurs. Not enough action. The suspense on certain things were still there, but it just didn't have the action that most of these movies do. I was excited for it. I think like a lot of people, but yeah, just I don't know. I wanted something else. Man, I really wish they focused on the actual mutation that was going on at this island. That would have been so cool. I don't know why they. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll go back and they'll show how people got off that island, or if they did get off the island. Because there also are a few things in there like they didn't really talk about at all. There's a point where one of the characters sees a plane just sitting there. And like, was that to tie into the old movies? I don't know, or was that like a plane recently? Or the person die? Who was the person? Yeah, I think, in my opinion, that'd be really cool if they could focus back on that, make it kind of scarier. That would have been creepy. That would be creepy. Of you're just doing these genetic testings to modify these crazy dinosaurs, like giving I'm not even gonna tell you what one of the dinosaurs, but like just doing the most ridiculous dinosaur. Um, and then now they're coming after you, you have to escape the island. That would have been good. That would have been maybe not really as family friendly as most of these are, but I would have loved it. Yeah. Anyways, I would rate this again 5.5, 6 out of 10. It just didn't do Jurassic Park justice. But yeah, maybe you guys will like it. Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm curious on what you guys think and how you guys feel about it. Let me know your thoughts. Do you guys like the Jurassic Park movie? What is your favorite? Well, the original has. I do like any other, but other than the original, what is your favorite Jurassic Park, Jurassic World? I don't know what mine is, to be honest. It's not bad with Vince Vaughn. It's also kind of cheesy. Some of those scenes are really good, though. Some of those scenes are really good, though. Jurassic Park 3, the birdcage scene, not bad. I hate that movie, though. Not understandable. Jurassic World. That is a hit and miss franchise. I personally did like the original one, Jurassic World one. Yeah, the second one of that, I can't even think of the name. That one. Or avoiding the meteors and everything. And then, yeah, I just watched, what is it, Dominion. I still didn't play that one. But again, it's almost the same plot. There's a clone, we gotta get the clone, we gotta study her. There's the Blue had a baby, we gotta study her. We got to get DNA samples. And we're gonna be rich. But yeah. I feel like that's all the rambling I can do for Jurassic World. I wanted it to be better, and it wasn't, and it's annoying. But let me know your thoughts. I'm gonna stop talking about Jurassic World. Ah, man, I just wanted to, like, I did enjoy it. But it's still just low. But until next time, let me know your thoughts about the movie. What movie you want me to watch. What movie you're watching right now. I don't know. Until next time, you know where to find me. Here